Hello, welcome to Soulprint. Thank you very, very much for being here. My name is Cyndy. So I'm recording this on Tuesday afternoon here in Mountain Time. And I just saw a clip from Midas Touch Network of Trump doing one of his press conference deals on the lawn on the way to him getting into a helicopter or whatever he does. And he went after ABC and basically said they asked a question and he didn't like it, and he said basically we're going to come after you next. And then a reporter from Australia asked a question about the secrets that he handed over to EAU or AEU, and he blew up and basically said, "You're the one who's harming Australia. You just wrecked like relations between Canada or between the United States and Australia. He is coming freaking unglued." And so I was like, okay, Cyndy, you gotta go and spend 10 minutes and figure out what the heck's going on with him, because this is unhinged, right? This is nobody can stop me. I can do anything I want. I can say whatever I want. But you know what? I'm not exactly convinced that he is rational. So I'm going to try to keep this short, but I'm going to step into his energy and see what I can. Oh my goodness. Okay. So first of all, the energy around him is just like vibrating red. So it is passionately angry. I mean, I can't even come up with a different description than that. It's like beyond furious. He is at a place now mentally where so many things are going wrong, where things are not turning out the way he wanted them to or expected them to. And he's getting a lot of bad press. His ratings are down, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And he has no way of processing. And so it just turns into this like rage. I think that these bursts of anger that you see are in some way or another connected to this cognitive decline that we are all seeing and noticing. And I suspect over the next several weeks, it's going to get worse. And the question's going to be, at what point is he going to get reined in, or is he going to get reined in? He is like spiraling, like right out of control. There is nobody he is listening to at this point. There is nobody who can talk to him. And say anything that looks at all like a criticism. He just like erupts in anger. The shooting of Kirk, the murder of Kirk. Initially, it sort of created like a cautionary feeling with him, like, oh, we better make sure my security is really good. But over the last few days, it has escalated and escalated, where he is now at a point of almost extreme paranoia. And that is why he is saying the outrageous things he's saying about the shooter. And, he was radicalized and he was this and he was that. And he's doing everything he can to basically paint a picture in his head where, even though he's feeling physically vulnerable in his usual fashion, he's reacting as if the more insulting and the more aggressive he is, somehow the more strong and protected he then becomes. I mean, it's really twisted up in there now. it's almost at a point where anybody who does anything that angers him, as we move forward, you're going to just see him throwing people under the bus left, right, and center. As I'm recording this, if I'm not mistaken, Cash Patel is, doing one of those, um, what do they call it? Where he goes in and he answers a bunch of questions and he doesn't actually have the answers for, and like a committee meeting, an oversight. And that's not going well. And you're going to see Trump lashing out with him. Bondi, she's another one. Anybody who is creating bad or negative press that reflects on him in any way, shape, or form, there's going to be some real aggressive comments and statements that he's going to make about them. The Hyundai situation where he had like 350 or however many it was people, basically, you know, arrested by ICE, and then he's trying to say, no, we want foreigners to come in and train them. That is a billion-dollar mistake, okay? Because you don't treat corporations like that. You have to understand that more and more his intimidation is not working for him. And the less it works, the more aggressive and angry he becomes. And so don't be surprised if, it was only last week or so where there was that sort of round table meeting and everybody spent all their time, that one was with the tech people, spent all their time talking about, oh, how wonderful he is, and thank you for this, and thank you for that. Don't be surprised if you see some more of those coming up, because he's going to need his ego massaged and put into a place where he can calm down. That's about all the people who handle him can do for him right now. Everything that he doesn't like, he's getting slammed up into the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is now paying a rather significant price for the fact that they've given him this immunity that he now views as it's anything and everything he done is just fine, and it's not illegal, and he can't get into trouble for it. And a bully, the more the bully gets away with, the harder they push forward, right? They don't retreat, they push. And that's what you're going to continue to see. At some point, the Supreme Court is going to have to yank back on his reins. And when that happens, it's going to get even worse. I don't know what the trigger is going to be in terms of the Supreme Court, but I can feel it coming over the next, I don't know, 2, 3 months like that. Seems to me that somewhere around now they should be coming back from their summer break, and they've been very busy with that shadow docket of theirs. But it feels like he's going to hit a wall with the Supreme Court. He just had another boat blown up in international waters that was coming from Venezuela. This behavior is creating so much friction and tension within the world and other countries. And energetically, he's reacting and responding to the fact that people are not, taking the knee and kissing the ring. So where he's at, right, he's in a very precarious situation over the next few months. His health is going to be really, really compromised, even more than it already is. And again, as that happens and he becomes frustrated with his own physical just limitations. And the guy's old, he's 78 years old, and his body is falling apart on him. And there's a lot of 78-year-olds out there who are in amazing shape and doing amazing things. He's just not on the list, okay? He's just not one of them. So it's not just his age, it's, the condition of his body, it's the stress he's constantly under. It is, his diet, his exercise, you can go on and on. but his health is going to become more and more precarious. And the more he has to deal with the deterioration, the weakening, the more irrational and angry he's going to become. And, you know, it's almost like his body just combusts, um, because it can no longer sustain that level of rage and anger and anxiety and paranoia, and it's just all turning into like a completely messed up ball of string. I mean, everything is just all twisted and crazy in there. And his only response, the only thing he seems to be able to do is to lash out. And as I've said, it does not appear that there is anybody who can, rein him in. Melania wants like nothing to do with him. Even his kids have backed away. And the the people around him who were doing everything in their power to sort of accommodate his insanity, um, they are they are recognizing that it will take nothing for them to get thrown under the bus. It will take nothing for their reputation to be completely shattered and destroyed. Not that it isn't already. And so I can almost see people like slow walking things, like he wants this done, but things are just taking longer and longer to get done, to respond to his demands, because they are becoming more and more outrageous. I mean, you have the situation where um, all the people that ISIS picked up, you know, the prosecutors cannot win charges. Like they won't get charged because the grand juries are just saying like, no, there isn't a charge there. And that's happening over and over and over again and again. All of this kind of stuff makes him look bad. He takes it personally. And so you're going to see firings all over the place. It's like he is just spiraling. Listen, people, buckle up, take your vitamins, keep yourself as detached as you need to, because I mean, I'm in his energy right now, and honest to God, I feel like I'm like revving, at about like, yeah, I don't know, like 1200 RPM or something. I'm just like this. And I'm going to step back out of this energy now because it's a little insane. But in order for him to sustain, to stay in that kind of space, hour after hour, day after day, week after week, it is absolutely going to continue to take a toll until literally there is almost like an internal combustion, like a complete collapse somehow. So that's what I know right now. Do not expect things to calm down. Do not expect things to get better right now. Understand, though, that when something spirals like that, it has nowhere to go but down. Okay. And at some point, it's just going to come to a crashing halt. I don't believe that his life is in danger from an outside source, but I definitely think that his very existence is in danger from what is going on internally within the body and what is going on energetically around him. Um, that's where I'm at. That's what I can tell you right now. I'm going to back out of this energy because it is almost the worst I have ever experienced stepping into his energy. And for those of you who've been watching me for a long time, you know it's something I do frequently. But this time it is like right under control. So questions in the comment section below. I will see you on Pendulum Friday. Thank you very, very much for being here. Until next time, take care and be well. Bye for now.